Welcome back, Devils fans. It is your host, Ace, here on Running with the Devils, where we are talking New Jersey Devils hockey all year long. Please hit that subscribe button, smash the like, share with a friend. Thank you very much. And our beloved New Jersey Devils headed to Detroit, looking to rebound from a stinker of an outing, getting shut out by the Blues 3-0 on home ice a couple nights ago. And boy, did these boys respond. Your New Jersey Devils go to Detroit and survive an absolute back alley, just all-out brawl. An ugly one, for sure. A sloppy hockey game at times. But your New Jersey Devils find a way to get it done, going into Detroit, getting a miraculous 5-4 victory. And you absolutely love to see it. They're not all going to be pretty, but they all count for 2 points nonetheless. And the New Jersey Devils went to Detroit and are bringing home 2 massive points, courtesy of the Detroit Red Wings. As I told some of you in the last week or so, I'd mentioned that I went to a Brendan Dillon signing and talked to him kind of for a few minutes. We were talking about physicality in the game, and he had mentioned that he had the Detroit Red Wings game circled on his calendar. That one was the game last night. He had it circled, and he wasn't kidding. The game starts at 1:59. Brendan Dillon takes a penalty for cross-checking Michael Rasmussen. Most of you will recall in the last game, there was a situation with the empty net. Jack Hughes was trying to prevent a goal. He went flying towards Rasmussen and tried to throw a hit on him. And Rasmussen kind of dropped his shoulder and lowered the boom on Jack and knocked him down and then kind of stood over him, taunting him. This New Jersey Devils team does not respond to things like that well. No, they do not, because they are, in fact, heavier, edgier, more violent. And Brendan Dillon couldn't contain himself. Good for Dilly. At 1:59, my man Dilly cross-checks Michael Rasmussen, sending a message early. And unfortunately, they may have gotten the last laugh in the moment, because on the ensuing power play at 3:41, Tarasenko gets one. Wings are moving it around at the end of their power play. Tarasenko rips one from the top of the circle, and it beats Markstrom. I think it was a shot that Markstrom would have liked to get. I think he should have had it. But Tarasenko finds the room, rips one right past Markey. Wings with the 1-0 lead. Astonishingly enough, the 6th game in a row that the New Jersey Devils surrender the first goal, and the 3rd game in a row that Jacob Markstrom gives up a goal on the first shot of the game against. Got to tighten that up, boys. Got to tighten that up, especially Markey. We can't be giving up goals on the first shot of the game like this so often. And for the Devils as a whole, that's insane. 6 games in a row giving up the first goal. Hopefully tonight against the Caps at home, we could score first and play with a lead for the first time in a very long time. But Wings up 1-0 early, and then the Rasmussen punishment continues. At 6:21, my man Johnny Kovacevic takes him to task. A little bit of a brief one, couple punches, a little wrestling. Kovacevic loses his balance. They hit the ice. I think Kovacevic hits him with a couple as they were either falling or kind of on the ice. Not the best fight, but like I said in the post-game live, willingness is 50% of the battle. Johnny Kovacevic is, in fact, heavier, edgier, more violent, willing to drop the gloves. Love to see it. Maybe he needs to get a couple more tips from Curtis McDermott after the next morning skater practice. Maybe, improve the balance a little bit so he could make some of these guys feel the pain. But love to see the heart from Kovacevic. Kovacevic-Rasmussen, little fight at 6:21. And then comes a time where I was a little frightened. At 9:22, Lucas Raymond with a wide wraparound attempt. It banks off Timo Skaten in a super fluke goal. This game had a bunch of weird plays, and this was another one. Wraparound attempt off Timo Skaten in 2-0 at 9:22, and I'm not going to lie, at this point, I am a little nauseous, a little bit. Coming off a 3-0 shutout loss, and now to be down 2-0 halfway through the first period. It was scary times. But your New Jersey Devils, they are resilient. They have heart. They have fight. The never say die New Jersey Devils mounted a comeback. And how did it start, you may ask? At 16:05 on the power play, Devils win the faceoff. Nico attempts to take a shot. It's blocked down by the defenders. Dougie steps up, grabs the puck, and rips one. Top corner, stick side, beating Talbot. Dougie's 4th of the season on the power play from Nico and Jack Hughes, cutting Detroit's lead to 2-1. And now I'm feeling it. I'm like, all right. Love to see Dougie continue to rip it from wherever he can. He's become a little bit of a sniper as opposed to just the overall Dougie bombs we're used to seeing in the past. Now he's doing more of the wrister snapshots and just picking his spot. You'd love to see it. Dougie lethal with the shot, cuts the lead to 2-1, and then a little while later, at 18 minutes, on the power play, Devils moving the puck around towards the end of what was a very, very sloppy and disheartening power play. Luke Hughes gets it across to Timo in the circle, and he one-times one into the back of the net.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Timo Meier. Timo's 8th of the season on the power play from Luke Hughes and Tatar. You love to see it. Who would have thought, guys? And I say this in the most sarcastic way possible. Timo Meier on the right side on the power play. Magic happens. Timo rips one into the back of the net. Beautiful shot at 18 minutes. The game is tied at 2. And that is how the period would end. And after that period, I'm not going to lie, I was feeling real good. Real good to overcome a 2-0 lead and tie it up in the same period with 2 fairly late period goals. I was feeling good, and I was like, all right, we're gonna take this from them now. All the momentum is with the Devils. The Detroit crowd is probably stunned, up 2-0. The lead erased pretty quickly. All tied up at 2. We head to the second, and at 1:26, after a freshly expired power play for the Red Wings, Sherratt just rips one from the point. Mott gets a little piece of it. It doesn't change directions too much, and beats Markstrom. And another one that I'm like, damn, Marky, come on, man. You got to be better than that. Not the greatest goal against, in my opinion, but, you know, we've seen teams just firing them from the outside, and they're getting little tips, little deflections, little everything all season long, it seems. And here's another one. Mott gets a little piece. Detroit regains the lead 3-2 at 1:26, and now I'm kind of pissed. I'm like, come on, man. We fought all the way back. We can't go down like this. Second period rolls on at 11:10. Devils working down low. Detroit tries to clear it. Kovacevic steps up, keeps it in, gets it to Timo. And what does Timo do? He feeds El Capitan in the slot, and he buries it.
He's pretty, and he lives in Jersey City, number 13, Nico Hischier.
He's pretty, and he lives in Jersey City, number 13, Nico Hischier, the captain. Oh, captain, my captain. His 14th of the season, folks. This man is carrying the Devils on his back. Only a couple games removed from the natural hat trick at home against the Predators. Your boy Ace was lucky enough to be in the building. What a magical regular season game. All you people better start throwing your hats. Tangent for another time. I digress. Nico's 14th from Timo and Johnny Kovacevic at 11:10 ties the game up at 3. And now hope is restored. I'm like, all right. Here we go again, another roller coaster of a game. How's this one going to play out? And at 16:49, Luke Hughes rushes up the ice from the D zone, gets it to Nico. Nico passes it back. Luke gets a nice shot on goal. Rebound sitting in front, and my man Stefan Noesen just whacking away at the rebound. Relentless pursuit of the puck right in the crease. He eventually buries it in. Noesen's mind-blowing 11th goal of the season, unassisted at 16:49, giving the New Jersey Devils a 4-3 lead. And obviously, it's been too long since I've talked about Stefan Noesen. Stefan Noesen is an absolute animal. He is a throwback hockey player. He is a beauty of a man. I love this man. This is one of the greatest additions Fitzy could have made in the offseason. And a long line of them. Stefan Noesen on pace for a career year. An absolute junkyard dog warrior, the types of players you need in your roster to win in this league and to go on deep playoff runs. Stefan Noesen, can't sing his praises enough. The guy is an absolute monster. Love the man. He gets his 11th, gives the Devils the 4-3 lead after a beautiful just never say die, never give up, whacking away in the crease. Stefan Noesen, guys, appreciate what we have in this man. He has been an amazing addition and an amazing value for your New Jersey Devils. This guy is doing it all and in big moments. Giving the Devils the go-ahead goal at 16:49. Devils up 4-3. That is how the second period ends. And we head to the third. Devils on the power play again. Jack gets it from Dougie near the point. Stick handles, takes a few strides towards the net, uses Noesen right in front as the screen, picks top corner, boop, back of the net. Jackie's 9th of the season on the power play from Dougie Hamilton and Jesper Bratt, giving the Devils the 5-3 lead. And again, Stefan Noesen doing Stefan Noesen things. Complete headache for the goaltender, parked right in front of the net, using his big frame to screen the goalie, and Jack just comes in, picks his spot, fires it in. Devils with the 5-3 lead at 3:05. And obviously, that it couldn't be that easy. We couldn't just coast to a 5-3 win. Oh, no. They had to make it interesting. 22 whole seconds later, Detroit with the puck in the O-zone, and Hull just takes a wrister from behind the circle. Markstrom makes the blocker save, and it banks off of Siegenthaler and in the net. Another fluky, weird goal. And it just seemed like this game tonight had a bunch of weird bounces and things, but Hull just rips one from behind the circle. Markstrom blockers it off of Siegenthaler and in. Detroit cuts the lead to 5-4. And that is the end of the goal scoring for this game. Devils surviving an onslaught with the empty net, with Talbot on the bench. That last 2 minutes seemed like an eternity. Sustained pressure by the wings. Devils with a couple chances to fire down towards the empty net. Couldn't get one. A couple icings. And it was a scary couple minutes. I mean, wow. Surviving just an absolute attack by the Red Wings. Devils hold on to win 5-4. And what a beautiful, ugly win this one is. Like I've said, guys, they can't all be pretty. Whether you win 10-0 in this league, 5-4, 7-3, whatever the score may be, you get 2 points in the standing, and your New Jersey Devils picked up a huge 2 points in the standings. We go to the Addletown scoreboard. In division news, the New York Rangers have lost their 5th game in a row, losing to the Flyers. The Rangers are one of the teams the Devils trying to keep at bay. And we also look in the Metro. The Canes drop a 6-3 game to the Panthers. We're obviously looking up at them in the standings. And you absolutely love to see it. Devils technically in first in the division because of points. But again, they've played 3 more games than the Caps and the Canes. And so while it's technically first place, your boy Ace doesn't play those games. I go straight to the points percentage. That's the real indication of where you stand. Devils currently 3rd in the Metro in points percentage with 654. Heading into last night's game, the Devils were at a 640 points percentage. With the win, they're up to 654. Carolina Hurricanes now at 717, and the Capitals at an identical 717. What once was a pretty sizable gap, the Devils are now kind of closing in on both of those teams, and you'd love to see it. We just want to see Devils wins combined with other teams in the Metro losing. Love to see it. And we'll see how this goes. I firmly believe the Devils will finish top 3 in the division when the season's all said and done. Hopefully we could win the division. I don't think that's out of the question at all. But we will see how the season goes on. But your New Jersey Devils are going to be a top 3 team in the division, in my opinion. In my opinion. Worst case, number 1 wild card. But I believe they finish top 3 in the division. Also in this game, Tomas Tatar gets injured, leaves in typical vague New Jersey Devils fashion. We are told he has a lower body injury, so he could end up being day-to-day. He could end up being week-to-week. He could end up being out for months. We don't know. Hopefully more information comes out tomorrow. But as you all know, the 4th line has just been decimated with injuries. Lazar, then Bastian, now Tatar. I'm curious to see if Nolan Foote gets recalled, if they throw Bowers back in there. I'm personally looking to see Brian Howland get his first taste of NHL action on the season. I think he could contribute some scoring on that 4th line, and he also could bring a little bit of that heavier, edgier, more violent game. Would love to see Howland get a look. Maybe Curtis McDermott's in there again. I mean, listen, you guys can say whatever you want about Curtis McDermott. The toughest man in the National, and the New Jersey Devils have a winning record. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I want to say they're like 7-2 or something like maybe 7-2-1, 8-2-1, somewhere like that with Curtis McDermott in the lineup this season. And there's something to be said for that. There is something to be said for the presence of Curtis McDermott and what he brings to the boys on the bench, as well as what he does to the other team. And it's psychological and physical warfare out there on a nightly basis. This is the NHL, and they're playing for keeps, and they're playing hard. Having a guy like Curtis McDermott on the ice or even on the bench within the game, other teams see that man, and they are petrified. But fourth line help, maybe Fitzy has to make a move. A lot of people were talking in the post-game live about players they'd like to see brought in. I do think at some point fairly soon, Fitzy's going to have to make some moves because the fourth line has just been completely depleted. And I do think continuing to go into these battle games without a true fourth line is going to kind of put a lot of wear and tear on the top 9 forwards. And so hopefully we figure that out sooner than later. But again, I'd like to see Hallinan. We'll see the lineup we roll out for Washington will be very interesting. In what is another massive game at home at the Rock, a chance. Basically, these are 4-point games, guys, right? We're looking up in the standings at Washington. We could take 2 points and prevent them from getting the 2 points. It's a 4-point swing. Absolutely monster one tomorrow at the Rock. Obviously, we are going to see Jake Allen in net for your New Jersey Devils. And we'll see how he plays. I will say, Markstrom did look a little shaky tonight. I love Markstrom. All of you know that. I wanted Markstrom back from when the rumors first started last season. But if I'm being honest, he has been a little underwhelming thus far on the season. And he definitely looked shaky last night in Detroit. If Jake Allen plays well in this Washington game tonight and gets a win, I would start him Monday at MSG against the Rangers. I would just give him a little chance to see. Listen, I love Markey, but I also want this team to win and do what's in the best interest of the team. And I think at this juncture, I would give Jake Allen a little bit of a run if he commands the net. If he has a good outing against the Caps tonight, throw him back out there for the Rangers and see what he could do. Maybe he could play, 4 of 5 games or 4 of 6 or something like that, get in a little groove, and let's see what we get from him. His numbers on the season are better than Markstrom's in a smaller sample size, but a lot of people have been saying this for a couple weeks now. I thought it was a little too early. But I'm at the point now where if Allen has a solid outing, I would give him a couple games and see what he could do with it. I'd be very curious to see, with a slightly increased workload, what Jake Allen can do. He's played great in net for the Devils in his appearances this season outside of that one game against Tampa Bay. So we will see. But Tatar down, fourth line just keeps getting decimated. Fitzy's going to have to bring in some reinforcements in. But all in all, your New Jersey Devils survive an absolute war in Detroit. And the Devils have to win games like this. You're not going to win them all pretty. You're going to have to sometimes dig deep and find a way to win these types of games, and the Devils did it tonight, overcoming a 2-goal deficit, clawing back. They tie it up. They go down again. They come back again, just showing complete fight despite a lot of adversity tonight on the road. A lot of adversity, and they overcame it. And that's one of the characteristics you want to see of a team that has aspirations of going deep in the playoffs, because it's not all going to be smooth sailing. Sometimes there's going to be ugly outings. Sometimes there's going to be absolute battles, and you have to find a way to win. The Devils did it last night. Beautiful win, and now the Devils will be home tonight against the Capitals, and they have to find a way to follow up with another masterful performance against a very tough Capitals team. I mean, they didn't get here by accident. They're a tough hockey club, and the Devils hopefully can find a way to get a win, and they could all rest up Sunday before we go into absolute war at Madison Square Garden on Monday. I am super pumped for that one. I'm pumped for the Capitals game as well, but that Monday one at MSG, the first Devils-Rangers game of the season that the schedule makers made us wait so long for, oh, man. I am super jacked for that. But let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this game. Let me know what you thought about anything I said in this video in the comments. But what a night to be a Devils fan. Your boys bounce back from that ugly shutout loss at the hands of Binnington and the Blues, and they just survive an absolute knife fight. This was an alleyway knife fight, straight up, just back and forth, penalties. And the Devils obviously got bailed out by the power play again tonight. The power play was phenomenal. It's been all season long. Heading into the game, Devils had the 3rd best power play in the league. After this one, I firmly believe they'll have jumped back up in the number 2 spot, going 3 for 4 on the power play tonight, which kind of bailed them out. 5-on-5 scoring has been a little bit of an issue. A lot of people have voiced their concerns about that. Sheldon Keefe had even mentioned in a pregame, soundbite that he knew coming into the role of the head coach as the New Jersey Devils that the playbook essentially on the Devils was to shut down the transition game, force them to the outside, clog up the middle, and make life difficult on them. And he said, he has to coach this team to find other ways to score outside of off the rush. And they had a couple of those types of goals tonight. But obviously Detroit trying the same thing as most other teams do. If you try to play that game with the Devils, more times than not, because of the skill the Devils have, they will win those games. So it's a fool's errand to try to play pond hockey with the Devils, because they will beat you almost every time. So teams are trying to, muck it up and make it a little bit uglier and make the Devils work a little bit down low. They found a way to do it tonight, and hopefully going forward they continue to kind of reinvent themselves. But I absolutely love the Timo, Nico, Noesen line. Oh, man, 2 Bulls and the captain. I love that line. I hope they have a chance to stick together for a little while and develop more chemistry because I think they could honestly just be so disruptive to the other team. But we look at the game stats. Devils with 29 shots on goal. Red Wings with 28. Devils 46.8% in the faceoff circle. Red Wings 53.2. Devils a ridiculous 3 for 4 on the power play. Shout out to the power play for getting this dub, honestly. This win brought to you by the power play, essentially. Red Wings 1 for 4 on the power play. Devils with 30 hits. Red Wings with 19 hits. Devils with 13 block shots. Red Wings with 26 block shots. Devils with 26 giveaways. Way too many. Got to clean that up. Red Wings with 14 giveaways. Devils with 5 takeaways. And the Red Wings with 0 takeaways. And what a game. Highly entertaining. Highly heart attack inducing, especially on some of those Red Wings power plays. They seemed to go on forever. And with Talbot on the bench, like I said, the last couple minutes of that game went by so slow. But all in all, a win is a win is a win. And your New Jersey Devils, with a massive one, picking up those 2 beautiful points, got to come out hard against the Capitals tonight at the Rock and hopefully get another win. And then ride this little back-to-back victories, ride that into MSG for an absolute war. I don't know with their skid if we're even going to see Matt Rempe in the lineup, but that's okay. I don't need to see McDermott whip on Rempe. I'd be happy with someone ragdolling Keandre Miller. That little POS going back to last season when, threw around John Marino and bragged about it like he was some kind of tough guy. Give me a break, dude. Bragging about fighting a guy that never fought in his life. Pathetic. Hopefully Dylan serves justice to some of these guys too, but if I'm being honest, I would love Sheldon Keefe to put out as the starting lineup for that game. On defense, Brendan Dillon and Johnny Kovacevic. And up front, Paul Cotter, Stefan Noesen, and Curtis McDermott. Bang! What a starting lineup. I would love to see Sheldon put those boys out and see what the Rangers respond with. Another opening line brawl? Don't mind if we do. Although I don't know that we're ever going to see those again. Let's be real. Because of the way they eject people with the extra fights, like there would have to be some sort of synchronized, like where everyone dropped their gloves at the same moment so that people don't get kicked out. It is a terrible rule. I hate the NHL for that. But, I'm just dreaming about a brawl. I just want to see a couple good fights in that Ranger game. I expect it to be a tough game. They could be on a 6-game losing streak heading into that one. They've lost 5 in a row now. They're playing the Canadians tonight, I believe. And then they play us on Monday. I mean, wow. If they lose to the Canadians and they go into that game on a 6-game losing streak, it would be absolutely beautiful to go in there and hand them their 7th consecutive loss. It would be quite stunning, honestly. 7 consecutive losses, like that's a almost unfathomable level of suck with some of the players they have. I mean, wow. But all right, that's it. I've been mumbling on and on. Super jacked. Your New Jersey Devils get it done on the road in Detroit. Absolutely massive W. And they gotta come out tonight flying against the Caps. Hopefully they can start quicker. I don't know what it is. Why sometimes it seems like they're very slow starters. They got to come out for war from puck drop. I don't know why that is. And again, we've been giving up the first goal the last 6 games. Hopefully we can change that as well. Play with the lead for once. But yeah, Keefe's got to get these boys coming out of the gate hard. I don't know what the hell's going on, but still find a way to win. Beautiful, beautiful win. Let me know what you thought about anything, everything Devils hockey this game. Anything else I said, anything else you got on your mind, throw it all out there in the comments. I enjoy talking to you all. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I'll be back soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go.